After this, early childhood development has now been moved from social development to the Basic Education Department. So let's find out how this move will then affect the little ones as well as their teachers. I'm now joined by the director at Samuels Squared, Marie-Louise Samuels. Thank you so much for your time, Ms. Samuels, and good morning to you. What does this move actually then mean for the little ones? Let's just start with the impact that it will have on them. What does this move mean?
Thank you very much, and thanks very much for asking me to make my comments. I think that children will not know whether the sector is managed either by the Department of Social Development or the Department of Basic Education or any other department. The services that are being rendered at the moment will continue to be rendered, as I understand, from both the Minister of Social Development and the Minister of Basic Education. When they launched this last week, there were two words that kept coming up. The one is that there will be a seamless transition, and secondly, they committed.
Right. And with that being said, any impact at all to then the teachers and the practitioners, or does, things usually or fairly stay the same for them as well?
Yeah. Officials will be signing their contracts with the Department of Basic Education today. Those are the officials that have moved over from social development to basic education. And the rest continues as is.
Right.
At the moment, the practitioners will continue to receive their subsidy from the Department of Basic Education as they've done in the past. So there will be no major changes made at the moment.
From your understanding, was this a necessary move from social development to basic education? If you are saying that nothing really major changes, why the move in the first place then?
Well, I think if we go right back to the 1994, and both the Reconstruction and Development Plan, which we call the RDP, as well as the very first white paper on education, which spoke to the transformation in education. Both of those processes indicated that, they would be offering an additional year of compulsory education, that was the grade R. And secondly, that interdepartmental collaboration is necessary to ensure that very young children are going to receive the quality care that they should be receiving. So right now, I'm saying you can't expect a magic wand to be waved on the country and that today there's going to be a difference in ECD centers. But I believe that, as we move forward, it is about making sure that we've got a solid foundation in education.
Before I let you go, my last question to you, do you think that the COVID-19 pandemic has anything to do in terms of, influencing the speed at which this transition was implemented? I mean, when we look back at how the basic education sector was impacted by COVID, some said, what about the young ones? What about those at creche? And people thought, oh, yes, they are part of social development, not necessarily basic education. So certain decision made by basic education could not, of course, impact or affect them. Do you think the pandemic had anything to also do with this decision at this point?
I don't think that the pandemic itself, can be held responsible for the transition, because this has been in the making for quite some time already. There was a lot of confusion, at the time of COVID, because people didn't know who to go to.
All right, well, we'll leave it then. I appreciate your time. Marie-Louise Samuels, Director of Samuels Square. You're talking to us about that migration that ECD now has made from ECD to basic education. Been a long time coming, now implemented. And we know that the little ones, of course, going to creation, as well as the practitioners and teachers, will now fall under basic education.